Good morning, notable leaders, and happy Monday. I thought that today we would talk about how to successfully network online. And the reason that I thought we would talk about this today is because over the last couple of weeks, I have been getting a horde of these private messages, DMs, all that kind of stuff of people seemingly interested in me or what I do, and eventually it kind of turns into a pitch. And I think we can all agree that we hate those cold message DMs. Truthfully, I'd rather you get right to it instead of wasting my time. Just get right to the point that you want to try and sell me something. I'm not interested. Or the people that waste your time seemingly interested in your business and what you do, or in just networking with you online, only to then turn around and try to sell you something down the road. And it's definitely not my favorite thing. I'm sure it's not yours. And if we don't like it being done to us, then we want to make sure we're not doing it to other people. So you might say, well, then if that's not something we want to do, right? If we don't want to cold message people and instantly try to sell them something, or we don't want to start a conversation and then eventually try and sell them something, how are we supposed to connect with new people online organically, right? Without paid ads, and network with them with the intent to actually potentially sell them our services down the road. So that's what we're going to talk about today, because I think it's so important. And this is a skill that I have developed over several years, and it has come incredibly handy because of that. And because I have learned to do this well, not only am I able to connect with people that would be a good fit for my business and do that in a way that is not salesy, but I also get a lot of referrals this way. And so I thought today that's what we would talk about. So let's get into it. One of the things, like I said, that I absolutely hate is when somebody just randomly Facebook friends me, or reaches out, or maybe we've been friends for a while, like friends, but we haven't really connected much. And then they reach out via a private message, and it goes one of two ways. This is pretty typical. Either A, it's, hey, I have this thing that I've been doing and I would love to basically sell it to you. Now, they might be a little bit more cagey about the wording, but for the most part, it's pretty short and sweet and straightforward. And in the grand scheme of things, I prefer this over the other method, because the other method we're going to talk about eats up so much of my time. But also the challenge with these cold style instant pitch DMs is that you haven't taken any time to get to know someone or what they might be interested in, and they don't know you. And people buy from people they know, like, and trust, which is why becoming a notable leader is so important, because you're building up that trust ahead of time, that credibility with people. But this can work. It is something that I think a lot of people in the MLM space are taught, and that is also where it gets a bad rap, because someone's just popping into your messages and instantly trying to sell you something that you're likely not very interested in anyway. So in an effort to alleviate some of that, I think a lot of people have switched to this new method of cold DMs, which is where you feign some interest in somebody. You pretend to have an interest in their business and what they do, carry on a conversation to eventually try and sell them something. And like I said, this happened to me twice last week. It's quite frustrating. And it happens a little slowly, so you have to really be on the lookout for it. In fact, it actually happened 3 times, but I was able to notice it time number 3 and cut it out immediately. And I want to help you notice it, A, so that you're not wasting your time, but B, so that you don't do it to other people. And then we'll talk about how to avoid that and how to do it better for yourself. So here's kind of how it went down, right? Got the message, started conversation, some interest in my business and who I serve and in what I do, how I help them, how my business is going. We were in similar fields. We've obviously, you guys know, we've been very successful over on TikTok. And so this person was asking questions about TikTok, which I'm more than happy to answer to anyone. I think that understanding the overlying marketing principles and what a wonderful platform TikTok is, or any of the social media platforms, is not something I need to gatekeep. And so more than happy to chat about it and how well we have been doing with our leads and our sales conversions. And this conversation went on and off for days, only to, after me presenting how successful we've actually already been on TikTok, this person tried to pitch me on their services, which is helping people sell on TikTok. I feel like you missed the mark, like you missed the message, because this is not an area that I, at the moment, feel I need help with. Now, it could be something that I do need help with. But after asking me repeatedly about my business and congratulating me on the success of it on that platform, to then try and sell me something that I feel is not a challenge for me at the moment. I don't feel that I need to fill a gap there. the message does not match the market. I hope that that makes sense for all of you as you start to think about who you might connect with and who you might network with. You definitely don't want to be offering something that someone is already fulfilled with. For example, I always go back to like diet culture and weight loss, and it's just such an easy example that I think is very universal. But if I've already had someone create a meal plan for me on a diet, they've created a custom meal plan for me, I've been eating it for weeks, and while eating that meal plan, which has been incredibly fulfilling and is helping me lose weight in a really positive and healthy way, so it's working, someone else reaches out to me, has a conversation with me about how great I'm starting to look, how successful it's been. We talk about how much I love the foods I've been eating and that it's working. And then they try to pitch me on their newest, latest, greatest diet. The message does not match the market. I am happy with what I have. So why would I look for something else right now? Instead, what you want to do is be the opposite. So you can do both. You can be complimentary. So it could be, hey, that's incredible that you're absolutely loving that meal plan. One of the things I found is when you can pair a really great meal plan, which it already sounds like you have, with a successful workout plan, not only are you going to lose the weight, you're going to build up the muscle and really start to sculpt your body in the way that you want. That message might really match what I'm looking for. They've congratulated me. They've said, hey, this is not something to replace what you're doing. You're doing great. This is going to go really well. It's going to complement what you're already doing. So an example back to the TikTok thing, if this person was really, really successful on Instagram with their marketing, and they might say, hey, you're doing so well on TikTok, and that's fantastic. But I've noticed you're not really on Instagram, which is true. I'm not on Instagram. It's just, I should be, but I'm not, right? So they might say, I've noticed you're not really on Instagram. You have such incredible skills on TikTok. We are really well known for how we integrate similar ideas onto Instagram. And I would love to talk with you about how we can take what you're already doing on TikTok and bring it to Instagram. Now it's complementary. It's not replacing something that I'm already successful doing or trying to sell me something that I already feel like don't need help with because I'm having success in one area. It's saying, hey, let's expand your market. Let us show you how to do something very similar somewhere else. And the reason I'm not on Instagram is because I don't want to learn another platform. I don't want to get into it at the moment. We're having such good success on TikTok. I don't want to do that. But do I know that it's very valuable to have another platform or multiple platforms? Yes, of course. And so if someone else could come in, fill that gap for me and help automate that so that I'm not having to do all the work, or show me how to make it very simple and clear, I'm in. I would love to learn more about that. And so that would be a complimentary offer to what I'm already doing. If you're networking with somebody online and you're talking with them and you see that they have something that you can complement, it's a great way to do that. And then the other thing is you can find people that are very unhappy with what they've been doing and then offer them a different solution. So for example, back to the TikTok thing, right? If I was putting in hours and hours and hours a day into TikTok, and during our conversation, I had talked about how I'm doing X, Y, and Z, and I'm very frustrated because none of it's working. I hear people having success on TikTok. I hear that TikTok is such a great place, but none of it's working. If that's the frustration I'm going through, then this person might be able to say, hey, here's X, Y, and Z, why it's likely not working for you and how we do things differently. A couple of tweaks in this area or that area could make a big difference. And I'd love to show you how our business can help you take all of the work that you're already doing and then turn that into leads and sales. Again, now I'm interested, but I'm already having success with leads and sales. So why do I want to go and mess with that? I definitely don't. It's already successful. I'm looking for a complimentary offer. Or if someone's not having success, but they're really dedicated to that platform or to that thing, they're putting a lot of time, effort, and energy into it. They want it to work, but it's not working. Great. Here's what I can see you're currently doing. Here's why it's not working. And here's what you would do differently. So back to the diet talk, right? Same thing. If I've gotten this meal plan and I'm following it to the T and I'm finding that I'm not very satisfied by the food I'm eating, I'm constantly hungry, I'm not enjoying the meals, and I'm not seeing any results, I know something needs to change. I know I need to do something. This is not working. Someone might be able to come in and say, you know what it is? It's likely that the foods you're eating were not tailored to your specific, I don't know anything about how that works, right? They might say like the foods you're eating are not specifically tailored to your body style. And because you're not fulfilling yourself, you feel like you're cutting yourself off and taking things away. It's harder to stay committed. And so there's this uphill battle. You feel stressed. Instead, I'd love to talk to you about a very specific meal plan that will still give you the freedom to enjoy the things that you absolutely love in moderation. And when we pair it with this specific workout program that you can get done in 15, 20 minutes a day, that's easy to do, when we pair those two things together, you can be more fulfilled in the food category. You can have more of the things you love, and you can start to see results. Again, now I'm really interested, because it's not saying, hey, throw that out, let's go take some pills, right? Maybe it's like you just need 500 supplements to have success. No, but it's saying, hey, you're putting in the work, but you're not getting the results you want. Let's tweak the work you're putting in. Let's alter that a little bit. Let's add something else, and let's see if that gets you the results. And again, okay, yes, I might be interested in that. And so as you start to message and connect with people and network with them, it's really important that when you have these conversations, and I think this is the big gap that happens, people get into this mode. I say this, I say this, I say this. I ask them about their business. I follow up. I congratulate them about their success. I console with them if they're having challenges. And then I pitch my kitten. And it's very robotic. They're not actually paying attention to the conversation and saying, wow, you're already having so much success here. I would A, love to complement that with something that we offer, or B, I would love to stay in touch, because I can see that like we're in very similar niches, and I think that there's plenty of fish to go around in the sea. I would love to keep in touch and share ideas. Not every person that you connect with is going to be a good customer. And it's really important that you recognize that early on, for your time and for their time and for the actual connection. Because this person that I'm specifically referring to could have been a great connection with me, somebody that right now I'm not really taking on clients in the TikTok field. I have in the past. It's not something I'm currently doing right now. I have quite a few clients and starting a new business. And so I'm pretty maxed out. What a great connection that could have been for me to refer clients to them. But now I don't want to, because I'm like, I wouldn't want to send someone to someone who doesn't even listen and pay attention, who just automatically thinks that no matter what I've said, that I need their help. And the same thing happened with another person that we had a brief conversation back and forth. I was, talking about my business and my husband's business and how we're very happy with the way that things are going right now. We actually have a really good lead flow. And he was like, well, I can help your business, grow from here to here. And I've been in the space for quite a while. I've been online networking and doing online sales for about 3 years. I replied and I said, that's fantastic. I never want to be rude. I never want to degrade someone. But I've been online and like building online businesses for myself and for clients since 2014. So while I 100% believe that even somebody who started online 6 months ago likely has something that they can teach me, because we are all unique and we have different experiences and we see different aspects of things, and I want to learn from every single person in the room. The way that it was presented was that like my 3 years of incredible experience has put me in a place where I know that I can help you because you're clearly not successful at all. Like that is how the message came across. And then I don't want to work with someone that feels that way about me. I want someone to see the value that I have, and you should see the value that someone else has. And then how you can complement their value, how you can enhance what they're already doing, how you can help them grow their business, not showboat a little bit and say, well, I'm fantastic, so working with me is going to absolutely change your career path. This person was looking to try and high ticket sale me into like a big, very expensive mentorship program. And I'm already in a mentorship program. I already have really high level mentors. I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars working with some of the top people in the industry. I'm not looking for a mentor right now. Again, the message did not match the market. So when you do start to network online, there's a couple of things. Right now, let's talk about what do you do? How do you solve this problem? If you do need to make high ticket sales, if you're not necessarily running ads to get that traffic, what do you do? First off, when you start to network with someone, when you see that person that you think you want to reach out to, it's really important that you actually do a little bit of research on that person before you reach out. If you are going to take the time and the effort to start a conversation with someone, you should probably check out their social media. You should see what they've done in the past. You should see how long they've been in the industry. You should try and see where their success levels are at currently. And then also understand that we, for the most part, people will put their best leg forward online. So they may not be doing as well as their online presence would suggest, which is where you might be able to come in and serve them better. But also, don't degrade the value that they have already created within their business, because you don't want to start off on that wrong foot. So it's important to know who they are, if they've written books, if they've been on podcasts, if they've got a YouTube channel. Go listen to a couple of those podcasts. Go read their funnels, right? Go check them out. Go check out their YouTube channel. And again, from a standpoint of not just how can I help so that this person wants to hire me, but also like, what do I see that this person's doing really well? Because every single person, whether they're brand new or they've been around the block for a really long time, successful or not, has things that they actually do incredibly well. And they might need someone to encourage them to do more of those things because they might not realize that those things are really good. So for example, if I'm looking at someone's funnel and I think, you know what, I could really help this person with some automation pieces, with getting some stuff in place to help clients walk through that funnel a little bit more successfully, I might say, you know what, I was checking out your funnel and I love X, Y, and Z. You have done that incredibly well. And I'm sure that it's working really well for you. I would love to chat with you maybe about a couple other things I noticed that your funnel didn't do. And here's a great thing that can really help you get a customer. Offer some free advice with no strings attached, right? So it might be, I saw that you're doing X, Y, and Z and they're perfect. Your funnel looks incredible, this, that, and the other. But I noticed that when I opted in, right, I didn't immediately get an email thanking me for jumping on their list or offering me some kind of like free next thing. I didn't get that. And I think that could be an incredible way to really reward your leads and get them to know, like, and trust you. So just wanted to throw that out there. If you ever want help building something like that, it would be my pleasure to show you how I do it in my own funnels and how you could do that too. Again, free advice, no strings attached, right? And that person's like, wow, thank you so much. I appreciate that. What do you want in return? Is typically, right? They're like, how much is it to work with you? I'm like, no, I'm not trying to sell you anything. That was just, I noticed this. I thought it would be really helpful for you to know that as well. Okay? I asked for nothing. And now, especially if that person goes and implements that thing and gets results from it, they're so much more likely to come back and want to work with me, to ask me if we can work together, because they've taken a very small piece of advice, they've tested it, they've had success, and now their trust with me, right, is really, really high. If we work together, they're going to assume that they're going to get more, hopefully, quality information like this, and that it's going to work since the first free piece of information worked well. And so you want to be able to do the same thing. Another way to network with your potential dream customers online is to engage with them, especially if you are business to business person, if you're selling, like your business sells to another business, or it could be direct to client, depending on what that client is, but not necessarily for, it's not going to work as well for like a physical product, e-com or something, but for higher ticket items where you're going to be working with this person or their business, it works incredibly well. That person who is your dream customer is likely already trying to sell their thing online. And if you give them support, not by buying, not by purchasing from them, but by showing up to their content, by cheering them on, by being present and engaged with them in social media, the more that you engage, the more they will start to build a friendship and relationship with you. If I am constantly positively commenting on someone's content over and over and over again, I start to get recognized by that person, and not necessarily like as oh, I remember all the comments she's made. They don't even necessarily remember that. They just remember this is someone who engages with my content, who's always positive, who's always supportive. I wonder what she does. And now they're checking me out. Now they're going to my social media. Now they're looking at my content. Now they're listening to my podcast, or they're checking out my YouTube channel or whatever that is, right? And they're going, ooh, here's something Chantelle does, and I think I could really benefit from working with her. And do you know how easy it is for them to now reach out to me, since I'm always positive, always supportive, always there for them? It's so easy for them to say, I'm going to reach out to her and ask her about this thing that she does. And I've gotten so many clients this way, people that I would think are way above my skill level and quality, that I wouldn't think would ever want me to serve something to them, but because I've been so supportive, I've been so positive, they see the value that I can offer their business and they reach out to me. And so today I simply wanted to help you as you go forth and network online, which I hope you're doing. It's such a valuable skill today, to look at it from that standpoint and to understand it's not the first direction, right? It's not those cold DMs or just trying to sell someone something. It's really about forming that relationship that eventually will turn into a really great sale and most likely will turn into a lot of referrals as well. It's definitely a longer path and it does take more work, but it's a lot more successful in the long run when you do it this way. And then the last thing that I'll leave you with, of course, is that it's really important if you are doing this, if you are networking with people and you're engaging in their content, that there's something for them to come back and look at that you do. All of this will not matter at all if they can't come check out your profile and see what you do clearly, see who you serve, see that you help. If they can't look at your stuff and identify, ooh, this could really benefit me, then it's not going to matter because they're not going to see why they would reach out to you. They'll just think, oh, she's a nice person, right? Not, ooh, she's a nice person and she's a great business that I think I could actually benefit from. So the flip side of that is that in addition to being supportive and networking with people online, you also have to be creating your own content and putting yourself out there and being known. It's why I called it Notable Leader. It's about being known in your space. Get a lot of content out there from your side so that people know what you do. One of the hardest things that I find, excuse me, one of the hardest things that I find for people when they first start working with me is that I will have them go and ask. I have a lot of my coaching clients that I'll say, hey, go on your social media, whatever your platform that you prefer is, and ask people like, what is it that they think you do, right? And a lot of times they'll tell me, well, here's what I do. Here's who I help, here's what I do, here's who I serve. And they'll post something like that on their social media. Hey, just curious, like, what do you guys think that I do? Who do I serve? And they'll get 100 different answers back. And they're like, man, I thought it was so clear in my message. I thought it was so clear about who I serve and who I help and what I do. And it seems like nobody actually knows that. But it's very hard for someone to reach out to you or even take you up on an offer that you make if they don't know who you serve and what you do, if you're not clear about that in your marketing and in your messaging. So it's really important to get clear about that and to have a lot of content around that thing that you do so that when somebody is interested in potentially working with you and they come to check you out, it's very clear if you're a good fit for them or not. I hope that this is helpful today. As always, if you have any questions or comments on this topic, I would love to hear them. Drop a comment below. And I'm also considering moving this call 1 hour later with the daylight saving time that just happened. And I think most of you know Arizona does not participate. So this call used to be at 11 for me and now it's 10 o'clock currently, or 10:20. So let me know if moving this call 1 hour later for you would be helpful and you'd be able to get on more consistently. And I will likely look at moving this call to 1 hour later. Again, it's a little bit better timing for me, but hopefully better timing for all of you as well. I am hoping that this is very helpful. And if you've maybe made some of these cold messaging mistakes in the past, don't feel bad. I have as well in the early days of my online marketing career. It's never too late to change and even to apologize to someone. If you happen to start messaging with them and you see you had cold messaged them years before, you can apologize and say, hey, it was really new and I apologize. I didn't realize that was probably not the best way to market. I hope we can start off on the right foot. So it's okay. Admit your mistakes and just try not to repeat them. With that, have an amazing rest of your week and I'll see you all next Monday.